I was so surprised to hear that RFK Jr. is planning to remove food dyes from our food supply by the end of 2026. And I know, people have been hating on Trump and RFK Jr., their administration, months, even before that they were elected into office. You can't lie, though. You can't lie. Even though people hate those two men in office and everything that they got going on, and you know how America is, you know how these people are, you have to support and you have to like the fact that he is trying to do this with the health administration. To be honest, that's why I said I was surprised. I don't believe them. I don't know. I doubt this. And I doubted it when I heard that they were planning to do this during their Project 2025 and their whole last year 2024 plan. I was very surprised to hear that they were going to name, this is one of the plans that they were naming to do for America when they are in office. It seems like Trump and RFK Jr.'s plan is to go against the Matrix ever since they've been elected into office. I don't believe it because, like I said before, the government, they all worship Satan. So knowing that their plan is to do this for our food and for our natural food supply for the children and for people, it's very surprising. I don't believe them. But if they do plan to do this, I will be very proud. I'll be very happy. The RFK Jr. administration plans to remove all types of food dyes out of all food supply by the end of 2026. But earlier today, I seen some more documents saying that that's a lie, that he is not doing that. But if it's a lie, then don't tell people this. Don't spread that information. Don't spread that false propaganda, because at the end of the day, this is a good thing. People need healthy food. People need this stuff. People need health. We need health benefits. We don't need nothing that's killing us. We don't need a food supply that's going to break us down at the end of the day. That's why I got surprised, but I'm happy that they're really doing this. So basically, there was an announcement, but no actions were taken. So basically, you're announcing ear candy, but you're not doing anything about it. So why say it in the first place? You get my point? If you look at every food ingredient or every food, drinks, everything, when you turn the package and you look at the back page and you see the ingredients that's on the back of your juice or your cookies or your chips, and you read the ingredients and you start seeing words that you can't pronounce, it is automatically bad for you. That's the stuff that these factories have been producing for decades. The FDA approves of all this stuff. So to see that the FDA is banning a food supply, I don't believe it. But it will be a beautiful thing, because these things are, little do you know, these food things are killing people. These food things are bad for our health. That's why you can't pronounce the words. If you understand what it says, it may be good for you. If you don't know what the hell it means, that means that it's not from Earth. You know salt, sugar. You know bitters. You know water. You know vinegar. You know that. You know oil. But you don't know them sodium glyphosate to whatever the hell the word means. I'm trying to make up a word and sound funny. But for real, if you can't pronounce a dioxum phosphate, sodium phosphate times 2 plus to the power of X times infinity, what the hell is that? What are we eating? What are we drinking? And that's another thing. That's why I've been, in recent months, and I think this happens with my mental development changes, I've been wanting to turn to a vegan. And I've been really contemplating on becoming a vegan. I know I still eat fish, but I haven't eaten meat in years. I haven't eaten pork since like 2017, 2016. I haven't eaten steak since like 2018. I've been wanting to eat, realistically, just vegetables, man. I love pastas. But the only thing that I can admit that I've been messing up on is pasta. I love pasta. So I've been eating like turkey meat. But even then, when I've been eating so much turkey meat in recent years that my stomach has been starting to hurt now from eating too much of it. Just like with oat milk, I cut out 2% and 1% milk. I haven't been drinking 1% or 2% milk since like 2015. I was doing oat milk and cashew milk and other types, healthy milks, and even those were still hurting my stomach. So then lately I've been trying to find strict brands of milk to drink. But even then, guess what? Those bottles is like this big. And they're like $50 for like a small bottle like this. So then it's like, God damn, I just cut out cereal. I haven't eaten cereal in a minute too. Cereals are also bad for you. I've been trying to go vegan. I've been eating fish. And like I said, I slipped up with turkey meat. But it's gonna be hard. It's a hard thing, and I think more people should honestly try turning vegan because of this. But if I'm gonna be honest, I still like my cookies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still feel like a kid inside. I still like my cookies, even though I could read the packaging and see words that I can't pronounce. I'm like, oh shoot, wait, we need to cut this out. I do gotta stop that too, because that's too much sugar, which is overly bad for you. Too much of that, But I like cookies. I mean, that's like realistically the only snacks that I eat. And I remember when one of my friends had came over, I was eating an apple, and she looked at me like I was an alien. And I'm like, what happened? I was eating the apple, so she was chilling, and I bit the apple, so you just hear the apple bite. You know the apple bite sound? And she was like, what are you eating? And then I was like, it's an apple. What happened? Is there an issue? But I guess it's surprising to people that there's a boy who eats fruits. Like, I like apples. I love apples. I love the regular red apples. I don't like green apples, but I like red apples. What's the problem with me liking fruits? I don't want to eat. I don't like Doritos. I don't like Cheetos. I don't like those. The only snacks that are bad for me that I like to eat is cookies. I don't even like cake like that. I don't like cake. I don't like chips. I don't even like ice cream like that. I used to like ice cream as a kid. Growing up, I don't even care about it no more. I haven't eaten ice cream in years. When you know what's inside your food, you're gonna not want to eat it. And it even goes for certain vegan foods. Certain vegan foods give me a stomach ache too. I don't even know what the hell is that. If it's not meat or chicken, I don't know what it is. Sometimes it be words on that packaging. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know where this comes from. What is this that I'm eating? What's this substance that I'm eating? So it's a kind of difficult topic, because you say you want to eat vegan, but it all comes from the same factory. I don't know what they're using to make this food. Sometimes I shop at Whole Foods, and the thing with Whole Foods is that everything is overly priced, but they claim that everything is more healthy and more organic for you. But I don't trust that too, because like I said, sometimes my stomach act weird from getting certain foods from Whole Foods. The whole grocery store thing is the confusing thing, because we call it cooked food at home, our food that we're making at home, but what is the meats that we're buying? What are the ingredients that we're buying to cook our meals? Whole Foods is overpriced for food that is not even organic. That shit crazy. I remember having this little debate with my mom when we were debating and talking about going vegan and stuff. And she was like, yeah, we need to convert fully to vegan food. But at first I was skeptical, because I was like, they all come from the same factory. All they got to do is just lie on the ingredients. That's what I said. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll trust this, because it is a little bit more expensive, and it is a little, tastes better than the raw trash. And I was like, forget it. Maybe they're not lying to us. And I kind of went against my word, because one of the first times I had bought vegan meat from Whole Food and came home and cooked the shit out of it, made some pasta, my stomach still felt weird. And I told my mom now, I was like, so what the hell is this? What is this? And I'm like, I don't feel better. She felt me on that one. When I told her my stomach was hurting for a minute after eating that food, she was like, yeah, I feel you. I mean, Whole Foods is vibes, I appreciate Whole Foods. Whole Foods cool. The music is nice. The people is cool there, I took this lit video.
Stupid.
So yeah, the vibes is up, but the prices is upper. That's the problem. What the hell is we eating if the prices is this high? What am I consuming for you to claim that it's healthy, but my stomach feels weird still, and the price is expensive? I don't get it. And then the same thing goes for fast food. Food from the grocery store is bad. That's what this whole thing come into place for. Food from the grocery store we can't trust. But then just imagine fast foods from these restaurants. That's why I advise cutting these foods out. That's why I've been stopped eating McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and Subway. I don't know what the hell is in that food. I don't know what's in that. And it don't feel good because when you eat it, my stomach start hurting. My stomach and body has been changing in the past couple of months. My body has been as sensitive as my mental has been. I don't trust the FDA. When you realize and study and know that all of these food supplies, that this whole conversation is about medicine, drinks, everything. If you notice, all of that we need to consume in our body comes from the FDA, and it has all these poisonings and health negative benefits, then why should I trust them with the food? You get what I'm saying? It even goes down to drugs, because the FDA approves of drugs, the shots, and the food.
In researching all the different vaccines, I was mortified that if a child gets all of the vaccines in the entire schedule, they get almost 13,000 micrograms of aluminum, and they get almost 600 micrograms of mercury, plus over 200 different chemicals. And I had no idea. So that's why they've never been proven to be safe, and why giving your child a vaccination is like injecting foreign matter into a little baby that's the most precious little thing in your life.
That's why I was running away from COVID and the shots back in 2020 and 2021. I was running away from both of those things, and I kept running away from the conversations because I didn't want to get into no conversation with people about that, because I know how sensitive people can get. But I was running away because I don't want no damn virus that y'all have passed out to the people and changed the world with, and I don't want no shots. I don't want that in my bloodstream, so I kept running away from all that. It was a split debate on if you should get the vaccine or if you should just, take health stuff and stay away from all those shots and whatever, do what you want to do. But all I gotta say is you can make your decisions on if you want to do whatever you want to do. Just know the benefits that go with it, know the ingredients, study it before you just do anything. Because I don't want you to just regret it down the line and be like, I should not have done this. Well, you can't time out the clock now. You just gotta deal with it. Last week, I heard that in California, kids couldn't go outside because the air was toxined. I was like, what the hell? I mean, all people should not be able to go outside. What you mean just kids? But that don't even make any sense, because what the hell are y'all putting in the sky and the air for people to breathe? The kids can't breathe that in. Because children have weaker immune systems. Chemtrails too. Chemtrails is a serious thing too. You know when you see the plane flying by and you see the smoke behind the plane? Chemtrails is a very, very serious thing. That is something that can really damage all of our immune systems, Our atmosphere is covered with all that smoke, then it comes down and we breathe all that in. That's serious. They just be lighting up the sky. I'm gonna connect a few points together real quick. So seeing that kind of brought back memories to me when I was a kid, because I used to have asthma when I was a kid. And I'm gonna make another point. The school system passes out horrible lunch, horrible food. Breakfast, snack, lunch. The only good thing, safe thing that you could get from school is probably apples. And I mentioned apples earlier. But realistically, everything else, the milk, the lunches, the snacks, all of it is all bad for you. So to see that kids can't go outside, or they shouldn't go outside because of the toxins in the air, and then the whole topic of this video, which is the food system, which is all bad for you, which is approved by the FDA, is also a sad thing. I was never born with asthma. Never. I never was born with asthma. I had got asthma when my mom took me on a trip to Jamaica when I was a baby. I was a toddler. So if you see my immune system is very, very sensitive as a toddler. And something must have happened and I came back home with. I have a couple theories on how I got it, but I don't want to say it in the video because it's probably disgusting. But if this topic ever comes up again, I'll probably mention it in another video. But yeah, there's a couple ways that a kid can catch asthma. Our immune systems is a very important thing. That's my point at the end of the day. Our immune system is very important. Our health system is very important. So if our food benefits is coming from the FDA, that has been approving these bad foods for decades, and now all of a sudden wants to say that they're maybe gonna ban the food dyes, because like how I put the picture earlier, they might ban the food dyes. They might. And it's just unbelievable. I don't know. It's still mind-boggling to hear that the main people who've been doing this for decades all of a sudden say, no, we're gonna switch it by the end of 2026. I doubt it. I completely doubt it. I would love to see that it will happen. I would love to believe this, but we just gotta see at the end of the day.
A few minutes later, a little longer than a few minutes later.
Doing a little bit more research, watching this video.
It is not a ban, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, basically, the few points that I touched on in this video is actually true. See, I knew it was too good to be true. The idea of banning food dyes is good for our health. It is beneficial. But I knew that it was too good to be true. Basically, they're going to try or still let it slide, but say that they don't want to let it slide. Earlier today, when I woke up, all I did was drink a little bit of some oat milk. I know I just mentioned oat milk. I had got some because for my granola. All I did was drink a little bit, and my stomach was hurting bad afterwards. All I did, it was even like a full cup. It was literally like this much. Like the cup was like this full. That's all I drank, and my stomach started hurting from that. You know, so it's just like my stomach has been very, very sensitive in recent months. I meant to say, as I've been mentally changing, my body has been physically changing. We need the food dye ban. I know food is gonna look different. It's not gonna look as colorful and beautiful. The Fruit Loops is not gonna be beautiful no more. The Tropicana juice is not gonna look as beautiful anymore. Those big jugs of juices, the canned sodas, everything needs to be banned, and it's not gonna look beautiful because our health is the most important thing. We as the people are the most important thing here. I don't step into politics, but the immediate moment I step into politics because I heard something good about this, I was like, okay, this could probably work. I try to ignore politics. So I put the phone down, I ignore it. And I hear this, and it sounded good. It's ear candy, but they're not doing what they're saying that they think they should be doing, or that they're not saying that they are doing this. They're trying to. They're pushing it off. The idea is good. Go through with the idea. Stop it. Cut the food off. Because the FDA approves of everything that we eat and take in our blood. Everything that goes into our body comes from them. If we can stop this, maybe we can have healthier, better children. Our immune systems could be back at our peak, you know? People could live longer because our body is slowly deteriorating from what we eat. Our body will slowly fall apart. That's why people are not living long anymore. People are not making it to age 80 and 90. I know we have sin and stuff, but I'm saying like we could live a little longer if we eat better. But whatever. You just gotta be careful. You just gotta be, that's the messed up thing.